Okay, so this is the setup I'm going with for the time being for the film studio. I think it looks and feels solid. And today I'm going to talk about truth, reality, and looks and appearances. They have some overlap, but the truth is important because it is reality to a degree. I mean, there's really no escaping the truth. Truth is existence. And, then and by the way, the reason I'm talking about this is reality is something that has continuously been coming up in different things I've been experiencing in my life. I feel like a lot of people are having extremely different experiences with reality right now. And I'm seeing and hearing somebody interpret one situation or one happenstance on this end of the spectrum, and someone's experiencing it as far away from that as can be. And it made me think that a couple of years ago, whenever I was living in San Diego, I was thinking about reality and reflecting on that. And, you know, three people can be at a party. One person's having the best night of their life. One person's having an okay time. One person's having a horrible time. Same party. But the things leading up to that person's life and the way that they're experiencing things are having a way different outcome. And, then that leads to, is there actually an objective reality, or is it all subjective? And I think that it could be both. And what I mean by that is, you know, we're all having different experiences at that party, but we can still agree that the party does exist. Humans can see in various shades of the UV spectrum, but snakes and octopuses, they can see and experience it in different ends of the spectrum as well. So, they both tend to exist. And then, the truth is extremely important. And, some of the best predators have the best camouflage. And a lot of people live in lies because it's a lot easier to lie than it is to actually get yourself together. But whenever you're living in the truth and you have to say something uncomfortable about yourself, it forces you to get that together. Some of these videos I've been putting out, they didn't look good. They were uncomfortable, but it forced me to get better. And that's an example of that right there. And then it's like some people, can't deal with the truth. They can't deal with reality. And I mean, this is the truth we're talking about. Nothing more, nothing less. The truth, what actually happened. Some people cannot deal with that. And if you can't deal with the truth, it's going to make existing very difficult. And if you can apply these two things together, where one person is experiencing reality at a party, maybe something bad happens at that party, but they're still having a good time. They're not letting that get to them. Meanwhile, somebody can be at that same party and something good happens and they're still bitching about it. That's where you're going to see like a split in human consciousness to a degree, because you're going to see people that are just pulling positivity out of what little positive there is there, and then someone that's just gonna make matters worse no matter what. But in reality, in truth, if something unideal happens and you can react well to it and find the good in it, that you're going to be living in a whole different realm than that other person. And my experience with this was back in like my mid 20s, I would like have something unideal happen to me. And then like 2 months later, I'm like, oh man, well, there's the good that came out of that. And then, as I grew older, something unideal would happen to me. And I'm using the word unideal. And then like a month later, I'd be like, oh man, like there's the good in that. There's the lesson. And then, something unideal would happen to me. And then like 2 weeks later, a week later, I'd see the good in it. And then it would get to the point where in real time, this stuff's happening around me. And it's uncomfortable. It's not really what I want to be experiencing, but I know that there's good in it. So now that's happening in real time, and I'm processing stuff being thrown at me that's difficult and unideal in a positive way and pulling the good out of it. And then later on, you get to the point where that's built into the human experience in life. This shit's always going to pop off. There's always going to be something that sucks to deal with. But can you handle it and pull the good out of it no matter what? So now you're ahead of it. You know it's coming. The flat tire is always going to come. Something bad's always going to happen. It's built in. Can you handle that? Because it's coming no matter what. That's built in to reality. And then, some things that also make me think about like I said, some of the best predators have the best camouflage. And how important are looks? This is one that I thought about for a while because looks can have like a materialistic, superficial vibe to them, but they are important. I feel like the look of this film, it's going to be taken a little bit more seriously than having it not put together. And to what role do looks really play? They can be big. And that also comes down to like, it looks cross over with, telling somebody what they need, what they want to hear, as opposed to the truth. Like, our looks and what you think you're experiencing, even if they're not reality, that could become your reality. And where does that become a problem? You know what I'm saying? I've been with girls that they've had guys tell them exactly what they want to hear. And, you could bend reality over here, but it's going to snap back later on in the future. You know what I'm saying? And like, they'll sit there and they'll know that this dude's bullshitting or whatever. And I don't know, that's almost like a toddler to a degree. It's just like, okay, we're going to tell you what you feel you need to hear so you feel comfortable. But in my opinion, that's problematic because you end up not being able to grow. And whenever you put pressure on a situation or stress on a situation, and the way that person was behaving or the vibe between them later now has pressure on it, it's going to crumble because it wasn't built on the foundation of reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to, present itself later on, and you can't really get past the truth in things. One of my favorite quotes is kind of like this, and I'm going to lead the video with this. It's from one of the seasons of Dexter, and it goes, "There are no secrets, just truths lying beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed." Stay blessed.